I was actually encouraged as a young guy trying so hard to understand what being a Christian is. I had definitions that were actually not the founder's definition. The founder was Christ, and there were a bunch of dudes that were asking him questions all the way through the path. And one of them, an expert in the law, asked him one day, like, Jesus, what matters most? There's 10 commandments, which one's the most important? And he didn't go down through all 10. It was so encouraging to me to hear a simple plan. 2 things matter. Two. I mean, that's a short list. We're used to speakers even having 3 points. And there were just 2 things he said mattered. Love God with everything in you. It's a big deal. Actually, the greatest thing you're ever going to do in your life is love God. Truly. It's the greatest gift you're going to give anybody in your life, your love for God. It'll recalibrate everything in your life. It'll change how you do life. We are often a reflection of who or what we love. And Jesus said, love God with all your everything. And when you do, it's going to change the polarity of your life. It's, from egocentricity to Christ centrality, you're just going to go, what pleases you? Ephesians 5:10 says, find out what pleases the Lord. If you love somebody, you want to know what makes them happy. Like, you don't just ask them, what's your favorite color and what's your favorite food? I mean, everything that they're about or into, you're curious because you love them. And you kind of want to move where their interests and their passions are. When you love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, you get involved in what He knows matters. So the first thing Jesus said was, love God with all your everything. And when He said that, He knew the people who were going to do great things on the planet were people who would be motivated by great love for God. You'll do things for love you would do for no other reason. And when you love God, man, you stop living for yourself. You actually easily slip right into the second thing Jesus said mattered most, and that was to love others. Love others, what does that look like? He said it looks like, paying a little more attention to them than you pay yourself. It means that you focus on them. If you watch a loving mother caring for her child, if you watch a dad who's caring for his kids, you notice that they're very focused on what's going on. And that's the way we are called to love others. We're unselfishly focused on what are their needs? How can I come alongside? That's why Jesus, who has set an example for us, was moved with compassion. And compassion's different than sympathy. Sympathy says, I'm sorry. But compassion says, I'm sorry, what can I do to help? Compassion moves beyond just acknowledgement of there's a need. Compassion says, hey, can I love in this moment? Can I do something? And love usually always moves to action. Love desires a release. It loves the opportunity for expression. In fact, love isn't really love until you give it away, until you let it flow. Man, is it a great way to live? It's a liberating way to live. You might be focused on way too much stuff. Maybe it's time to just get down to a simple plan. His plan, the founder's plan. And release yourself from all the other things that people tell you. You need to do this, you need to do that, this matters. And maybe just check out from all the other lists, your lists, other people's lists, and check into a simple 2-fold plan. I'm just going to love God with everything in me. And I'm going to love others. And I'm going to ask Him to help me keep that main thing the main thing in my life. Keeping the main thing might mean that your legacy is that you did Ephesians 5. You lived a life of love. Wouldn't that be a great epitaph, the end of your life? She lived a life of love. He lived a life of love. Come on, could there be anything greater than that? I don't think so. I think the greatest impact you're going to make on this world and you want your life to count, is just a twofold plan and living it out every day. We're praying for you from Forge. We believe that that is what matters, and we have centered everything we teach around the bullseye, keeping the main thing, the twofold plan, the founder's plan. Love God, love others.